Hey, what up everybody? Jeremy Anderson here. What I want to talk to you about today is the length of your driver. Have you been fit for your driver? Did you buy it off the rack? What's the deal? Well, it sure as heck matters. Let's do this. Let's get after it. Alright, so if you weren't fit for your driver, you could have a much bigger problem than you realize. It's not just about loft and shaft flex. Now those things really matter. But the length of the driver matters for a few different reasons. Okay? One, it matters because not everybody is put together the same way. And two, not everybody has the same strength. Okay? So here's the deal. I see this often and it drives me crazy. Okay? It absolutely drives me crazy. And I don't want to get on a pedestal here, but I'm going to have to, because what I see all the time is people come in and be like, oh yeah, I was fit for my driver, and they get like a 10-degree rag or whatever they get, but the club is standard length and sometimes even longer, all right? And then what I'll see is, I'll see that the golf club's too heavy, the swing weight's too heavy, and the overall mass of the golf club's too heavy, and they're pushing down on the grip to try and get the head of the golf club up and get a little momentum, and from there the whole swing is lost. This club's jackknifing as it's moving around you, and it's out of control. Okay, well, how do we fix that? Well, we need a fitter that's not irresponsible, that puts you into a shaft that's the proper length, that you can get the club to pitch and pivot around you, and you can hit good solid shots. Obviously we want to keep the golf club from getting wonky and doing all sorts of crazy stuff and around the body as we're swinging it, but we can't do that if the golf club's too long and too gosh darn heavy for us. So if I'm setting up, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to make some swings and I'm going to look at myself on video, and if I'm doing anything crazy with the grip, the first thing I'm going to look at is, all right, am I doing that because the club's too heavy? All right, and if that's the case, if the club feels too heavy for me, if I can't set up to the golf ball here, okay, if I can't set up to the golf ball, make a good turn and move the golf club away without making it pitch or do something weird and crazy as it's moving back, then obviously my driver's too long and too heavy for me. And the opposite side of that goes, like if I'm setting up to the golf ball and I look at my posture and I'm really bent over and I have a driver that's short, whether it's because I bought a driver from a buddy of mine or I ordered it off eBay, and you don't know if it's coming with a shaft that's made for a 3-wood or what, and it could be 42 inches or less, who knows, right? We don't always know what we're getting ourselves into when we buy equipment used or we get fit by someone that's irresponsible. I want to make sure that when I set up to the golf ball when I'm hitting driver, that the butt of the golf club is basically going to point halfway between my navel and my belt buckle. I don't want to see the driver shaft down here. I don't want to see the golf club up here too high. I want to make sure that when I set up to it, that I'm able to get into a posture that's comfortable and that I can swing the golf club around me, and this golf club isn't going to get wonky as it's pivoting and pitching around my body. Okay? So again, let's check this stuff out, and if you have any cause for alarm, go find an expert. Okay? Let's get fit for the proper length of driver, because that matters equally just as important as getting the golf club to have the proper loft and the proper flex. All right? So again, let me know if this helps. All right? Peace.